Hello intellectuals, I am SK Thakur and you are watching this video in Digital Maths Academy. In today's video, I am going to break down all the important topics, all the important things about the coordinate geometry from the basic to class 12. Just keep watching, and if you have any feedback, then please don't forget to write the previous feedback in the comment box. Let's get started. So first of all, the definition. Okay. So what do you mean by the coordinate geometry? First here, it is the branch of mathematics which analyzes the properties and relationships of geometric figures using coordinates and equations. So that's the definition of coordinate geometry. You have seen that in the coordinate geometry actually we have 4 comma 5, isn't it? That is 4 comma 5 minus 6 comma 2, so many coordinates. You can see that. What do you mean by this? If you have 4 comma 5, it means 4 is run, okay, and 5 is rise. Okay, here 6 is run, that is rise. Run also means x coordinate, isn't it? Don't forget that this is your x coordinate, and this 5 is known as y coordinates, isn't it? So x coordinate and the y coordinate, right? Next one is that we have here x axis and y axis. You can see, correct? You have the origin, right? What you have? Origin, isn't it? So from the origin, if you move 3 units towards right, so 1 2 3, and from this if you move 2 units up, then you can reach at this point, isn't it? This point you see here, and then the coordinates of that points become 3 comma 2, right? Similarly, if you move here 1 3, so this becomes 1 comma 3, isn't it? So but in the second quadrant, if you move, then you have to move negative to the x-axis and up positive, so negative positive. So don't forget that here this is minus 3 minus 2, minus 3 minus 3, and you can write here minus 3, that is yours, that is minus 3 and 2, correct, because it's up is positive. So likewise, what will be the coordinates of that point? Can you find out? Minus 6 comma 1, isn't it? Likewise, let's find the coordinates of this point. Here minus 5 minus 3, minus 5 minus 3. Here let now 2 3, so there's a 2 plus and 3 is negative. So we have to understand that this is x comma y, that's both positive. In the second quadrant we can see that we have minus x comma y, that is x is negative and y is positive. Here there is a minus x comma minus y, both negative, both the coordinates are negative. Here we can write x comma minus y, isn't it? But one thing just I like to tell you, if there is a point on x-axis or on y-axis, what happens? Let now if you have a point on x-axis, then we can say the coordinates of that point will be 4 comma 0, isn't it? 2 comma 0, 7 comma 0, 8 comma 0, right? But at the negative side we see we have here minus 4 comma 0, correct, minus 7 comma 0. Yeah, this is minus 2 comma 0. But if it is on the y-axis, we can say that it's a 0 comma 2, right? Here it is 0 comma 1, isn't it? What will be the coordinates of this point? That is 0 comma minus 2, 0 comma minus 5. So one thing that I am going to tell you, if you have any point on x-axis, that's 4 comma 0, we say this 4 is called abscissa. Don't forget that. If here is this point, 6 is abscissa, right? Here minus 3 is abscissa. But if the point is on y-axis, that's ordinate. Here you can say this 2 is ordinate, okay? Ordinate. Now I just like to tell you one thing, any point on x-axis, see carefully here, okay? What you have to understand that? See carefully, okay? Here Okay, any point on x-axis is x comma 0. X may be positive, x may be negative, doesn't matter. And at any point on y-axis is 0 comma y, right? So don't forget that. Next, now just we have to find out the value of, that's a formula, distance formula, right? It's very important, so you have to understand that how to find the distance formula. So first of all, you have to understand that here distance formula is that's d equals to under root x2 minus x1 its whole square plus y2 minus y1 and its whole square. And don't forget to write units. Okay, that's unit. So to prove the distance formula, let's we have x-axis and y-axis, and here we have the origin, that's x dash, that is x, it is y dash, that's y. Okay, so to find the distance formula, first of all we have to let we have 2 points anywhere. Let we have, here is the first point, let this is a, and its coordinates are x1 comma y1. Okay, at the next point we have here, let we have here anywhere, let this is here, it is b, and its coordinates are x2 comma y2, and they are joined. Let's join them. Okay, so now we are going to find the distance between them. There are 3.7 centimeters is saying, in the digital board, but we are going to find the distance, and the distance will be in units. Okay, in the coordinate geometry, always we say the distance is in unit. Okay, next one is that after that, let's draw perpendicular from the point A on x-axis, and let its any point we can say, let this is your C, correct? And likewise draw the perpendicular from the point B also on the x-axis, let that is D, that's BD, and from the point A on BD, let this is any point, let that is E. Okay, so perpendicular means that we have to draw here 90 degree, correct? That's 90 degree. Then you can see you got a right angle triangle, that is AEB. Okay, right angle triangle, isn't it? And what kind of triangle? No, that's right angle triangle, I know that, because one angle is 90 degree, so if it's a right angle triangle, then we can use Pythagoras theorem, right? And what's the Pythagoras theorem? Just I'm going to tell you here. In the right angle triangle, actually if you have here, then opposite to 90 degree is hypotenuse, this is base, that's perpendicular, and when we apply Pythagoras theorem, that becomes h squared equals to p squared plus b squared. That's the Pythagoras theorem, and I have already made one video related to Pythagoras theorem. If you haven't watched, then you can go and watch it. Similarly, if you are going to prove the isosceles triangle, just in the isosceles triangle, you know that the two sides are equal, correct? You have the two sides, you can say that it's a triangle, right? Two sides. Okay, so you have here A, B and C, correct? So just find the length of all the sides, that is find AB, find AC, find BC. So when you find all the sides, then you will see the two sides are equal, and when the two sides are equal, then it proves the vertices are of an isosceles triangle. If you are going to prove the equilateral triangle, correct, then so all the sides are equal, right? In the case of right angle triangle, listen carefully, in the case of right angle triangle, you have to find out all the sides, that's AB, BC and AC, don't forget, and find all the sides in E square, that is AB square, BC square and AC square. Can you find? Then see carefully the sum of the squares of the two smallest side. Listen carefully. Sum of, or you can say that now, sum of the squares of any two sides, if is equal to the square of another side, then it proves that the vertices are of a right angle triangle, and equals to the one square of the bigger side, right? It means that's the hypotenuse. So don't forget, so you can practice, right? Then you can easily get the answer. In a rectangle, you have to prove the opposite sides are equal, and the diagonals also equal. Don't forget. Okay. The next is section formula. Correct. What do you mean by the section formula? Section formula, let you have a line. Correct. Any line you have here, that's AB. Correct. And if you have any point on the line here, let this line. Okay. And if this point divides the given line in the given ratio, then that's called the section formula. That's M1 is to M2. How to define it? See carefully. It's a formula which is used to find the coordinates of a point which divides a line segment joining the given 2 points in the given ratio, isn't it? So ratio should be given. So there are two types of section formula. One is internally, another is externally. Correct? Okay. Let's look here. The first of all we have here. Okay. The section formula internally, right? Let we have x-axis and y-axis here. Okay. Let we have the 2 points. Let we have here a x1 comma y1 and here is b, that is x2 comma y2. Correct. Then we have a point. Let we have a point p, any point, and its coordinates are x comma y. Then we are going to find out the coordinates of the point P, that's x, y, and P divides AB in the ratio M1 is to M2. Are you getting me? Now how to prove that? Then first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to draw perpendicular from all the points, on the x-axis, from here also, right? Okay, from here also, let's draw perpendicular. After that, from this point also, let's draw perpendicular as I am going to show you. Correct? We are going to draw perpendicular. Let this is C, it is a D, it's E, it's F, it's a G. Okay. So perpendicular means this all the angles are 90 degree. Correct? Don't forget that. And now we are going to find the coordinates of the point P. Understanding? So one thing, just I like to tell you one thing, about the similarity, So if the two triangles are similar, what happens? I'm just going to show you here. Okay, let you have the two triangles. The first triangle, now you have the second triangle, right? Here is ABC, here is PQR. Okay, similar, similarity. It means all the angles of this triangle is equal to all the angles of this triangle, right? Right now here angle A is angle P, angle B is angle Q, and if the two angles are equal, third angle becomes automatically equal. Here this 3C angle and there's a R, both becomes equal. If the two triangles are similar, like this, similar, what happens? The sides are proportional. The sides are proportional, The corresponding sides are proportional, And what do you mean by the corresponding sides? The corresponding sides means the sides opposite to the equal angle. A and P are equal, correct? So opposite to A is BC, so we write here BC over, and A is equal to P, and opposite to P is QR, so we write here QR. That should be equal to angle B is equal to angle Q. Okay, opposite to B is AC and opposite to Q is PR. You can write it PR. Likewise, opposite to C is AB and that is C is equal to R and opposite to R is PQ. It means the sides are proportional. Are you getting me? Now look carefully here. Here you can see that here. When you see clearly, now you have two triangles, right? AFP and PGB, and both the triangles are similar, isn't it? You can see here this angle is equal to that angle. Can I write? It's corresponding angle, because these two are parallel. Why parallel? Yeah, so you can see 90 degree. The next one is that you have here these two 90 degree automatically equal, and these two angles are also equal. They are corresponding angles. It's correct. Okay. After that, what you have to write now here, we are going to find out AF. What do you mean? How to find out AF here? So AF equals to CD. See here, CD, and CD equals to OD minus OC. Okay, and OD equals to what? X, and OC equals to X1. Correct. Likewise, PG equals to what? PG equals to DE. Okay, and DE equals to OE minus OD. OE minus OD, right? And OE, that's a run for the point B. So we write here X2 minus OD, right? OD equals to X, isn't it? Okay. Likewise, we are going to find out FP or PF also we can write, doesn't matter. PF, PF equals to what? PF equals to, we can write PD minus DF, isn't it? And PD equals to what? There's a Y. That's a rise for the point P, Y, and DF equals to Y1. And the last one is BG. Okay, that's BG. So BG or GB doesn't matter. So BG equals to, we write here BE, that's a BE minus GE, correct? And BE equals to Y2 minus this part GE, and GE equals to, listen here, GE equals to PD, opposite sides of a rectangle, and PD equals to Y, correct? Then after triangles, see carefully, triangle AFP similar to triangle PGB, isn't it? That's a and A exam, isn't it? That the sides are proportional, So what you can write here? AP, listen here, AP over here AP, 90 degree is opposite, and this 90 degree is equal to that 90 degree. Its opposite is PB. We write here PB equals to AF over AF here. AF, this angle equals to that angle, and opposite to this is PG. That is PG. And the last one is PF. Opposite to PF is angle A here. This angle is equal to here, you can see, and opposite to it is BG. So we write here PG. Now let's put all the values here. AP by PB. AP by PB equals to what? AP by PB. That's the ratio, AP equals to the portion, its portion is M1, and PB, its portion is M2. So AP over PB equals to M1 over M2 equals to AF. What is the value of AF? We have already found X minus X1. PG, here is we have X2 minus X equals to PF. We have here Y minus Y1. BG, we have here Y2 minus Y, isn't it? Now see carefully here. We take first of all first and second. Okay, so taking M1 over M2 equals to X minus X1 over X2 minus X. Take these two at first, isn't it? So what to do now? Do the cross multiplication. See here, M1 into, you can write first for it, M1 X2 minus X equals to M2 X minus X1. Just open the bracket. M1 X2 minus M1X equals to M2X minus M2 X1. Can you write or not? Yeah, of course you can write. Now stick this to the left hand side, isn't it? So we have here M1 X2 plus M2 X1 equals to this part M2X. This, when it goes to the right hand side, that becomes M1X, understanding? Or there is a M1X2 plus M2X1 equals to, take X common, M2 plus M1, isn't it? So we can easily get the value of X here, that is M1 x2 plus m2 x1 over m1 plus m2. Isn't it? Okay, so we got the value of x, that's x coordinate of the point P. Similarly that if we select this and that, okay, first and last, here, these two, right, what happens here? See carefully. If we select these two, then we have here again we have here m1 over m2 equals to y minus y1 over y2 minus y. If you select these two, then you can easily get the value of like this here, y equals to m1 y2 plus m2 y1, okay, over m1 plus m2, isn't it? So that is the coordinates of the the points which divides the given line in the given ratio. So we write here x comma y equals to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 over m1 plus m2 comma m1 y2 plus m2 y1 over m1 plus m2, isn't it? These are the ratio. So one thing, just I'll have to tell you one more thing here, just see carefully here. Externally, isn't it? Externally, in the case of externally, just I like to tell you one thing here. You have x-axis and y-axis, see carefully, okay? Here is the x-axis and you have your y-axis and you have a line here like this. You have here A, you have here B, and here you have P, and P lies outside. That's from external. Externally means what now? P divides AB in the ratio m1 is to m2 externally. That's P doesn't lie inside the line AB, it lies outside. Here its coordinates are x1 comma y1, its coordinates are x2 comma y2, and the coordinates of the point P are x comma y. What you have to understand that AP, that is m1, see carefully, and BP, that's your m2, that's the ratio. And to find the value, same process, okay, you have to draw the perpendicular, don't forget, okay, you have to draw perpendicular like this, okay, from here to here also you have to draw perpendicular. Let this is your C, D, E, and from here you have to draw perpendicular like this here on this line, don't forget. Let this point is your any point M, that is your N, understanding? So one thing what you have to understand here, the triangle ANP, see here, triangle ANP, and that's similar to triangle here ANP, that's bigger triangle, it's similar to BMP, isn't it? Because here 90 degree, that's also 90 degree, these all are 90 degree, don't forget that all are 90 degree, isn't it? Next one, this angle, corresponding angle, and you can see this angle, this is a common angle for both. So if both are similar, we can write the sides proportional, right? So when you write the sides proportional here, we can write AN, AN over BM equals to, see carefully. Now before that, first of all you have to write here, that's also you can write, doesn't matter, AB or AP, the bigger triangle, okay, AP over what we can write, BM, we wrote, because AP over BP, this is smaller triangle, and equals to one is that PN over PM, right? Then you can write all the values here. AN, see where is AN? AN means CE OE minus OE minus OC, that's we can write X minus X1. You can write here X minus X1. See carefully. You can easily write BM. Where is BM? BM, that's DE OD minus OE. Okay, OE minus OD, right? OE means what? We can write here X minus X2. Sure. And that is your, we can write here M1 upon M2, isn't it? And PN, what is the PN? PN, That's total. Pn is equal, see carefully, pn p, you have pn, this value, isn't it? Pn is equals to what? We write here pn equals to, see carefully, pe minus ne. Sure, pe minus ne, isn't it? I'm writing so that you can understand. So pm equals to what? Pe minus me. Can you write? Pe minus me. Yes, can you write? Okay. After that, we write here x minus x1 over x minus x2 equals to m1 upon m2, and that is pe. You know that p equals to y. That's y minus ne. Ne equals to ec. That's your x. ec, ac means y1. And here pe. Pe, that's its value is y, and me, you can see its value is bd, and bd equals to y2. Yes, okay. Next one, when we select 2, the first and second, isn't it? So taking x minus x1 over x minus x2 equals to m1 over m2, so when you do the cross multiplication, let's do the cross multiplication. Right here, m1 x minus x2, m2 x minus x1, so that becomes m1x minus m1x2 equals to m2x minus m2x1. So what we are going to do, this m2x is taken to the left hand side, that is m1x minus m2x equals to, this goes to the right hand side, that is m1x2 minus m2x1. And when we take x common, we'll have here m1 minus m2 equals to m1 x2 minus m2 x1, and therefore x equals to m1 x2 minus m2 x1 and over m1 minus m2. Isn't it? You got the value of x, and when you choose this part and that part, then you can easily prove here. Of course, you can prove. You can try y equals to m1 y2 minus m2 y1 over m1 minus m2. Thank you for watching this video. Keep watching. I am going to upload so many videos from the basic level to class 12. So keep watching, don't escape. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Share the videos, okay? Very soon I am going to see you with the next new videos. Till that time, God bless you. Thank you.